This is Newsbeat from OU Daily. I'm Peggy Dodd.
I'm Megan Pratt.
And here's your weekly headlines. Norman voters approved a 10-year, $50 million bridge maintenance bond program on Tuesday. The program will fund the replacement, repair, and rehabilitation of up to 18 bridges across the city. Norman is solely responsible for the maintenance of 80 bridges, a quarter of which were constructed before 1950. 4 major bridge failures have occurred in Norman since 2016. Some of the bridges that will be repaired include the West Main Street Bridge, Imhoff Road Bridge, and Havenbrook Street Bridge.
A 6-day manhunt for a man suspected of shooting a Cleveland County deputy ended on Tuesday. Cameron Jenkins, 25, was suspected of shooting 2 people, killing 1. The shooting happened on October 4th. Oklahoma Highway Patrol said the agency, along with the U.S. Marshals, conducted a second search of the area around where the shooting occurred. That search led to the discovery of a body matching the description of Jenkins.
At Tuesday's City Council meeting, council members approved rezoning ordinances and agreed to send in a letter of intent for a grant award. The grant application is for an opioid grant settlement fund enacted by the Oklahoma Opioid Abatement Board. During council announcements, Ward 5 councilmember Michael Nash chimed in on recent discussions surrounding public comment at council meetings. Last week, council discussed possible changes, including suspending public comment altogether or reducing time to a maximum of 30 minutes. Here's Nash.
We, the people, do have the right to speak, and it is a privilege to do so in the open forum portion of our city council meetings. A privilege can be lost. We, the people, would be at a great loss if not allowed these few minutes to speak our thoughts before our city's governing board.
OU students say new changes to the city's transportation system are beneficial as the university transitions into the Southeastern Conference. In August, the city announced Norman On Demand, a new microtransit program in the form of rideshare services. Ward 7 council member Stephen Tyler Holman said the city may see more growth with the SEC and a greater need for transportation. Here's Holman.
We're already experiencing population growth that is a higher total number and a higher growth rate than more than half the cities in the SEC already. So I actually did a whole chart of how Norman compares to all the schools in the SEC, all the cities in the SEC from a population standpoint. And Norman's growth has been more than Columbia, Missouri, and College Station since they went to the SEC.
Oh.
Norman is significantly larger than Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we've had a higher growth rate and growth total than they have. And so I think Norman compares pretty well.
In statewide news, Representative Mari Turner, a Democrat from Oklahoma City, criticized a federal court's rejection of a pause on a bill that bans gender-confirming care for minors. Senate Bill 613 was signed into law by Governor Kevin Stitt in May. In a statement, Turner wrote that while laws like SB 613 are made to get rid of gender non-confirming Oklahomans, they also actually limit health care for all Oklahomans. To read more of Turner's comments, visit oudaily.com.
Moving to campus news, members of the OU community celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday. OU American Indian Programs and Services held several events on South Oval and on campus, including basket making and beading workshops, and a celebration walk on the Oval. To see the daily's pictures and videos from the day, visit our website.
OU College of Law Dean Kathleen Guzman announced her decision to step down at the end of the academic year this week. In her announcement, Guzman wrote that as OU and legal education changes rapidly, the college anticipates different challenges. Guzman was appointed to her deanship in May 2021 after serving as interim dean since 2019. Additional details regarding an interim leadership plan for the College of Law will be revealed by the university at a later time.
OU Undergraduate Student Congress Chair Abby Halsey-Krause confirmed the candidates for Student Government Association President and Vice President. Representative Shrey Kathuria, a community health junior, is running for president along with Anaketh Conneru, a public relations junior, for vice president. On the other ticket is Representative Caden Glasscock, a business management junior, for SGA president, and his running mate for vice president, Junior Cyrus Mortazavi.
OU's homecoming events will feature a nighttime glow parade with a route change from previous years. This year, the parade will start by heading north on Elm Street, turning east on Boyd Street, and then south on Parrington Oval. The parade will end with floats being displayed on North Oval. The Raw Rally, an annual pep rally where student organizations choreograph competitive performances, will now be held outside Jacobson Hall at 9 p.m. It was previously held at the Lloyd Noble Center. Homecoming week will begin on October 16th and last until the 21st, with the parade and rally being on October 20th.
Heathers the Musical will open this weekend on OU's campus, starring students from the School of Musical Theater. Alongside guest director, Broadway choreographer, and Dance Lab New York founder Josh Prince, junior musical theater major Nathaniel Mahone has choreographed part of the show. To read more about Mahone, Prince, and Heathers the Musical from the Culture Desk, visit the Culture tab on our website.
A special edition of Newsbeat will be released on Monday. In this episode, hear from reporters who wrote the stories in OU Daily's fall magazine. In last week's episode, we previewed 3 of those stories. Here's sneak peeks at the last 2.
Norman community members and OU students expressed their concerns about raising rents as the university moves to the Southeastern Conference. As the move to the SEC is expected to contribute to more increases in rent, some students already face difficulties paying current rents. Here's Management Information Systems Junior Will Bouchard.
No matter where you are, you're going to have to always put in the work to maintain the progress you've made. And if there's all these extra stressors and, having to think about where I might have to move next semester if they keep trying to raise my rent, then it just makes it all harder. I don't think it's ever impossible, but it's hard.
International students face a unique and complex set of challenges while studying at OU. Visa status can affect things like work limitations, financial strain, and transportation issues. Here's SGA Vice President Emily Schultz, who is an international student from Sweden.
So, for example, what she talked about, you need legal advice. You can't just be doing things because you could compromise your F1 visa. You have to, not every career decision is just an application, admittance, and then you start working there. No, there's a legal path that you have to go through. There's so many aspects that you kind of have to use the school resources to get by, and then there are others where you kind of have to learn for yourself and adjust it according to your backgrounds.
Let's look at the Daily's calendar for coming events this week. Later tonight, Heathers the Musical opens at the LCC Brackett Theater. And on Saturday, the little event will take place, with check-in and tool pickup at the OU Duck Pond. The Daily's calendar of events is filling up. The calendar tab on our website features campus, city, and statewide events.
Thanks for listening to Newsbeat from OU Daily. This is the Daily's weekly news podcast. New episodes of Newsbeat will air every Friday. Each episode will give you a short recap of what happened on campus and across Norman that week. In the meantime, keep up with us throughout the week on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at The OU Daily, and on our website at oudaily.com.
Sports fans, check out the OU Daily Sports Podcast. Hear the latest in OU sports and commentary from sports editor Colton Soley and assistant sports editors Jason Batacchio and Louis Razor. You can find that on YouTube, Spotify, and oudaily.com. If you'd like to read more about the stories you heard on this podcast, you can find those and more online.
My name is Peggy Dodd. I'm a news editor here at The Daily.
My name's Megan Pratt. I'm a news reporter here at The Daily.
And we will see you next week here on Newsbeat.